Speaking of which, I can hear some pups right now, so hold on. We're back down at the wild dog den, and as a follow-on from the little snippet that I gave you last week, we have been relying on the camera traps in order to capture the going-ons around the den while we're not here. And that allows us to just put the least amount of pressure on the pack of wild dogs whilst they're going through this very sensitive phase of raising these pups. And there's 3 camera traps to be precise. One of them is in this tree over here. The second one is over there, looking down the burrow. And the third one is in a tree in the distance, that side. And that's basically ensuring that we've got all the angles covered, so that should any activity happen around the den, or any intruders arrive here, we'll at least see what goes on. And so apart from that very first snippet that we got of the mother bringing out that 1-day-old pup, which we couldn't believe that was absolutely absurd. The fact that she brought a 1-day-old pup out of the den, and we don't know why, I guess we'll never know, but essentially she returned it back into the den. And the next bit of footage that we got of any pups around here was a good 10 days later. And so over that period, the adults were going off hunting, leaving the mother or the female behind here. The males would go and capture what they can, bring it back, regurgitate it for the female. They were regurgitating somewhere around the entrance of the den there. The mother would come out and feed. And the very first bit of footage that we got of a pup was the mother went into the den and she emerged with this lifeless, limp body of a pup. And we don't know what happened or how that happened, but it was pretty evident that that pup was no longer alive. It was minute, almost the size comparable to that 1-day-old pup that she brought out. So whether it was a runt or whether there was some health conditions or underlying health issues that it had, we'll just never really know that either. But the mother brought it out, and it was pretty strange behaviour, because she then kept taking it back into the den, bringing it out, taking it back, bringing it out, taking it back, bringing it out. And then eventually the last we saw of it was her leaving away from the den. So that was pretty strange. And we then began to worry because we weren't sure how many pups were inside. We had seen the one on the very first day. We'd now seen this one. We weren't sure if this one was the same as that one on the first afternoon. But our spirits were lifted because a few days after that, we then got the very first glimpse of the pups. You could just see the excitement amongst the adults, wanting to come in and meet these new little pups. And eventually we got a good look at all of them in there, and there is 3 pups at least. So that is hugely exciting because they're starting to move around a little bit more. And this camera trap here aims pretty much right down the burrow. And the burrow is rather steep, so I presume it's quite difficult for those pups to get out, and we saw them around the bottom. There's been absolutely no footage of them coming out during the day. So we're desperately hoping for that day when they start to come out at the top of the den here and reveal themselves during daylight hours so that we can come across and have a look. So for now, this is all we've got, and they are getting very close to the entrance. So I think it's just a matter of days before we get an epic view of these pups at the top here. Speaking of which, I can hear some pups right now, so hold on. So forgive me, as I was busy talking there, the mother and the pups popped out of the termite mound on the other side. I'm not going to show you everything. I'll save this for another virtual safari, so stay tuned for that in the future. And so what we have been waiting for is this camera trap off to our left to capture the pups coming out, and that means that if we come down to the den, we'll get a decent sighting of them. if they come out of the den as well. So stay tuned, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. That'll keep you in the loop with more of these videos, and as and when we release them, click the bell icon. That'll notify you when we do release any new videos, and drop a comment below. Tell us what you're enjoying about this little wild dog den, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next week. But thanks for watching.